Good morning, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall says 17 minutes past 7 on Friday morning. I'm here in the Fairview Hotel in Killarney. A dull and dreary morning in the kingdom. No sunshine this morning. We got here early afternoon yesterday after leaving Kinsale about 9:30. Mood had changed big time yesterday morning. They were in great form. They had a good meal the night before, very praiseworthy of the food and the service and the locations of the food. Mussels and I don't know. They told me and I forget. But the man was in better form. The tummy had settled, I think, anyway, and they had picked out that they wanted to go to Kinmare. They didn't call it Kinmare, but something like it, and they wanted to go to some place like Sneem, but we headed for Kinmare through Glengariff. It's a great journey. I'd recommend it thoroughly to anyone to take that road sometime from Glengariff to Kinmare. Go through the tunnelled rock on the Cork side of the road. Just quiet enough, but fantastic views. It's as good as in Ireland, but it's never the long hours should market it more, get the people on them roads and set up a couple of coffee shops or something, or coffee stands. We'd have pulled. We got here in the afternoon, as I said, and they decided to walk about, so I had the afternoon sort of to myself. So not having a lunch, I decided I'd wait it out and go to Fáilte for their slow cooked beef. It's the best in the town, I think. The chef, it was about 4:45, so I had to wait till after 5. I didn't mind waiting, and it turned out I was really well looked after by the grandson of the owner, Colm. I don't think I came across him before, and all the times I've been in there, but extra mash, no problem, horsed it on, and I was to die for that meal. And then that's where I got the dessert last week with the teasing of the custard. So the same thing happened yesterday evening, and I just said to him, come on, can't go for this 2 weeks in a row. So he says, what's wrong with it? So I showed him a couple of photographs of stuff I had, desserts I had got in other parts of Ireland. He came back, he had, the plate was nearly half full of custard. He had all the apple crumble laced with it, and he had a small little jug. So top marks to that young man. He'll go far in life. He's very, very well to the way he operates. Great stuff. So I'm going to be back there again this evening for the same stuff. Went for 2 pints last night down to Reedy's. A brother of mine is in town. He's on a coach tour as well. So I had 2 pints in Reedy's, and I think he had 3. When I was half done the second one, I knew it wasn't going down well. So it was good porter, without a doubt. Listened to a bit of music, chatted a few locals, and got back and got set up and was doing a bit of the video, and I just got so tired. I just had to crash out and went to bed. And I'm up since 5 o'clock. I showered at about 6:15, and ready to rock now when I put this in the oven, breakfast, and we're doing the ring of Kerry. We'll be feeding the ducks first. I don't know what I'll bring them this morning. Might bring them a couple of eggs. Or sausages maybe or something. But if you made a few pounds yesterday, what do we have? We lost the first race in Limerick and the stalls. Didn't get fast enough. Trap one went wire to wire. We might get he's 8, and I was doubting about that. I was saying when he wouldn't win yesterday, he mightn't win at all, so we might leave him alone. We had Point Linus, very gutsy in the stretch run, and the horse was coming to nab him was Northern Express, a favourite of ours. We were on in the last and he was out of the frame, but held on. That opened up at 14s the night before. I got at 10s and a bit of 9s, and then I put in a Trixie yesterday morning, but I only got 6s. But I hit the Trixie, Point Linus, Blue Stocking, and Flicker of Hope. So it was a grand day. James Jungle was drawn the wrong side of the track. If it was around the other side, it definitely would have been placed. Better draw the next time, we might have a poke at that again. Blue Stocking, very impressive. The ground was the real reason I went for that yesterday, because hoping it wouldn't rain, and the followers of Free Wind was hoping it would rain. I think that's better, 1.5 miles on soft ground. They brought it back to win a group or a grade 1 with it, the owners. It might, but I think it'll need heavy ground. They might have to bring it across to France. Oh yeah, that's Flicker of Hope, and it drifted out to 92 and running. One cosy enough, I thought. We'll follow that one more time again the next time. I'm waffling on a little bit this morning, so I'll get out of the way and we'll get on to today. Bus Horse is the first selection. It's going to be the nap of the day. It is in the biggest race of the day, the Group 2, the Yorkshire Cup. Horse called Tower of London has been lucky for us. A few times we got on first with it, was above, I think it was rated 89 in Down Royal in the Ulster Derby. Wasn't it a shoe in that time? Down Royal, 99. One in Ria and one in Medan for us. Looking to get out of the pocket where he was trapped in. That's him here when he was making the run up the stretch.
Towards the inside is Big Call Giavolotto.
And our buddy Enemy ran a gallant race in defeat that day here.
Giavolotto as well, now Tower of London. Giavolotto times in, joins Enemy. Tower of London's had a torrid trip. Can he put it out of the fire? Enemy Giavolotto dying on the run. Tower of London's going to travel late. Tower of London getting to Enemy. Tower of London in the final bound. Got out of jail, I think. It didn't part like the...
Got out of jail. Do not pass go. Collect your couple of hundred. It's not entered in the Ascot Gold Cup. They're leaving that to Kyprios, another old star of ours. That's out this evening with an odds-on shot. We'll keep a watch of brief. The 11-8, 6-4 for the Ascot Gold Cup. They'll probably have the cheek to shorten it a little if it pisses in this evening. That this entered in the Coronation Cup. Oh, it is in the Gold Cup. What am I on? I didn't see that on the other, as in the Hardwick Stakes. They'll never run it against Kyprios, though, I'd say. I'll have 3 each day for York, so we'll stick with that. And we'll go to the 245. Where am I here? 245. I think the favourite had the right shot at winning this Botanical on the strength of his last run. Mr. Doyle in the plate. I hope this is classy enough as a 4-year-old to start off his 4-year-old season and good. Nick, he won in Hamilton, Class 3. He beat Mr. Professor, and that fella came out and won the Lincoln. 2 wins, 2 seconds, and a third. No big entries. And then the Botanical is the shot there, and the 520. I like these little sprints to have an interest in it. Sometimes we get lucky, sometimes we don't get the run of the race and the rub of the green. We're going for a 12-1 shot here. The top weight, Hedge Fund. We came across this a couple of runs ago in Bath on heavyish ground. It was behind a day in Devon, who went on to win again after. And then they ran a pretty good race in a Class 2 the last day in Sandown. I think that was a good enough race to warrant a bet today. They're paying 5 places there. It's 5-1 the field. So we'll go with Hedge Fund. Now, there's a couple elsewhere. In Hamilton this evening, there's a 1.5 mile race. Well, I'm going for the outsider of the 6. Maasai Mara. He's 6-1. The outsider with 365. Just having a few quid on it. It's 4-1 and 7-2 with the other ones. This book, you'll remember he refused to run the last day. It was in the Swinton. And there was money for it that day, but to second the time before, in a novice hurdle race, hosed up in a maiden for John O'Shea. This used to be rated 87 when it was Johnny G. And run off 86. Back on the flat. I'd say they just have aborted the hurdles for now and just trying to see where they're at with it. I think we know all about Capital Theory. It's a good old handicapper. Get shorty in those, but I thought it was worth a punt at 6-1. If you can get to 6-1, have a punt. Similarly, there's a risky one in Aintree this evening. We know about our meatloaf. I didn't tip him up the last time, so I'm going to skip him this time. If I'd won the last mission, we'd be probably following him on today. He's won a couple of times for us, but Petit Tonerre is an each way playing it. They're paying 4 places. It was a decent hurler last year, and then it went chasing this campaign, but it just couldn't jump. And it was well punted a couple of times, but couldn't get to the other side too cleverly. But brought back then for the county hurl and the Scottish champion hurl. I thought it ran a decent enough second run back over hurls. It's only beaten 4 lengths of that. Just behind Robad and Load of Sud after that. A decent horses there. It's only beaten 4 lengths. So back this evening, 2 miles 4. I think it's an each way play there at you can get 6-1, 13-2. And then we have a bus horse running in Leopardstown later on tonight. Now, this might be too sharp of a test for him tonight. A Piece of Heaven. They could be thinking of Galway over 2 mile for this lad. This could be a prep run, but we won on him the last day in Fundalk. But that was a while ago. It was the 1st of December. But absolutely hosed up. This was running in bumpers behind the Dream to Share and earlier in its career. This was it out in front in Dundalk.
And trying to close bold approach towards the inside war correspondent. Driven in 4th is The Real Deal. Celtic Revival makes some headway behind them. No Thanks is looking for a run. So they continue on now with less than 2 to race. With the noseband out in the centre of the course, A Piece of Heaven has skipped a few lengths clear. War correspondent towards the far side. New Year Honour stays on down the near side. Celtic Revival saw a good man from the back, but inside the final furlong, A Piece of Heaven is clear. Good battle on for the minor money. New Year Honour staying on Celtic Revival, but with less than 100 yards to race, A Piece of Heaven wins well for Barry Fitzgerald and Luke McAteer. New Year Honour.
There was a big punt on him that day. We got on at a decent price. Another way is the favourite, Willie's horse, but each way play they're paying, a couple is paying 4 there. That'd be a suggestion. So get this into the oven and hit the breakfast table. Seems to be nothing but eating and drinking lately. I forgot to look at the comments for newcomers. I'll do so later in the day when I get a chance. Yeah. Bash the bookies over and out.